All right, so our goals today, we're going to add and subtract, multiply and divide equations involving signed decimals. So let's do a little bit of review. Do you remember how to add and subtract signed decimals? Pause the video right now and see what you remember. All right, how did you do? All right, so we got the same numbers. Now we're subtracting and then we're adding 2.4. Okay, so we got some differences. All right, so do you remember what to do when you are adding or subtracting and they have the same sign, okay? Or maybe before we do that, we're going to rewrite this question as negative 1.9 plus negative 2.4. So plus and negative. So we change the subtraction to plus and negative. Okay, so what's going to happen? What are we going to do with these numbers? Or first, what is your answer going to be positive or negative? Okay, your answer is going to be negative because they're both negative. All right, this is different than multiplication and division. They're both negative, keep the same sign. Next step, what are you going to do with just the numbers? Right, same sign, take the sum. I'm going to add them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1.9 plus 2.4. So 9 plus 4 is 13. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. Okay, so I get 4.3, but remember we said it's going to be negative. So we added them because they have the same sign. They're both negatives. They stay negative, and so it's going to be negative 4.3. All right, let's look at the next one. Negative 1.9 plus 2.4. Is your answer going to be positive or negative? It's going to be positive. Okay, because I have different signs, I have a negative and then a positive. So we pick the bigger. Bigger is the winner. 2.4 would be bigger than 1.9, so 2.4 is positive, so that's why it's positive. All right, so what are we going to do with our numbers now? 2.4, 1.9. We're going to subtract them. Different signs, negative, positive, different signs. We take the difference. 2.4, the biggest minus the smallest, 1.9. Okay, 4 minus 9, we cannot do that. We have to borrow from the 2. That becomes a 1. 4 becomes a 14. 14 minus 9 is 5. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So my answer is 0.5 and positive 0.5. So don't forget those rules that we learned in the very first unit. All right. Do you remember how to multiply and divide with powers of 10? Great trick to help you here. Pause the video, see if you can solve these, then we'll review. All right. How did you do? So what would you do to solve this first one, multiplying by 10 to the 5th power? What did you do? Well, since we're multiplying by 10 to the 5th power, this is going to be our clue. So what we're actually going to be doing, right, we're going to have 12.67. We're going to move the decimal 5 places to the right. Multiply, we move it to the right, right, make it get bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so you can see there's extra spaces. So I'm going to add some zeros there. So that means this decimal is gone. Okay, so I'm going to kind of erase that, and the decimal will be put there. So now my number is 1267000. Let's write that down first. 1267000, and then we can add some commas in the correct spaces. So 1,267,000. All right. How did you solve this division one? What did you do to solve this one? All right, this is a little bit different. It doesn't have an exponent, but it has a bunch of zeros. So if it doesn't have an exponent, count the zeros. There's 3 zeros. So this means I'm going to take my decimal and move it 3 places to the left because we're dividing. Divide, we move left when we in a power of 10. So there's 1, 2, 3. So the decimal will end up right there. So I'm going to add a couple of zeros there. This decimal's gone. So I get 0.00002, right? I'm going to add a 0 in the front as well. So I get 0 point and then 0.00002. All right. So Maybe use that trick whenever you see a 10 to something power, or the number 10 or the number 100 or the number 1,000, just a 1 with a bunch of zeros. They're powers of 10, and you can move the decimal pretty easily. All right, I'll see you guys in our next video.